YOLO, my fellow human beings, and welcome to year 3 of the Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is when your dessert is a lemon, make truffles? Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think that they could help. With that being said, it's year 3! Holy moly, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And episode 79, I think I'll get to over 100 this year. I'm so excited. Alright, so, things to do today. I have a new segment every day on my story, and the segment is now called Your Daily Inspiration, and it's typically, I've been trying to use quotes, mostly positive quotes. You're going to find that there's a theme, hopefully. I'm trying to stick to a theme every week. This week is actually courage. So all the stories that have been posted so far based on daily inspirations are courage related. I'm going to go over the new challenges, and then I'm going to flip the flop. And that means turning my lemon graham crackers into delicious, truffly, candy-like, yummy goodness. Okay. So, I haven't been on for 2 weeks. So, as far as we'll finish up the positive words from there was only maybe 4 days worth. And then I'll read the quick inspirational quotes I'm writing down each day. And then we shall go from there. Doesn't that sound exciting? So, first and foremost, we are starting with Friday, August 26th. It's Solasta, luminous, shining, or bright. The 27th was Felicity, intense, happiness, joy. The 28th was Cogitate, think deeply about something, meditate, or reflect. I forgot to mark this page. August 29th is Giggle Mug, someone with a perpetually cheerful demeanor, a habitually smiling face. Tuesday the 30th was I brat, an incident that teaches us a lesson. And the last one, nope, I got a few more, sorry, I apologize. The 31st was Giggly, and it's the irresistible urge to squeeze someone because you love them. And it's Gigil. Giggle. Giggle. I said it all wrong to begin with. Okay, the 1st of September was Frobly Mobley, and it's a way to say not bad when someone asks you how you're doing. And the last positive word is Bellamore, one who is loved, a beloved being. And then Saturday the 3rd, I started with Walt Disney once said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Sunday the 4th was a quote by Dickens, the sun himself is weak when he first rises and gathers strength and courage as the day gets on. The 5th was a quote from Anne Frank and the Diary of a Young Girl. When there's hope, there's life. It fills us with fresh courage and makes us strong again. The 6th was a quote by Plato, courage is knowing what not to fear. The 7th was the Serenity Prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that's by Reinhold Niebuhr. And the 8th today, Thursday, is a quote by Winston Churchill. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it means to sit down and listen. Okay. So, I can't get the book to close. All right, now I'm going to get that out of my way because I think I might have just got something sticky on there. All right, so the plan is to make like an Oreo truffle ball But using our lemon graham crackers that we made, and I've already started crushing them up, and they're not really crushable. They're more breakable. They're more like a soft cookie. What I did was I put them in the freezer, and then I've just been sitting here defrosting them and getting all the other elements ready. I think, too, since I have so many graham crackers, that I'm going to try and make a graham cracker crust for a pie, which is basically just graham cracker and butter. But right now I'm just going to sit here and also tell you about the new challenges that we have going on, because there's 3 new ones that I'm kind of excited about because I'm starting them with you. First is pay yourself first. And I'll go over that one I'll go over them all in a second, but let me get them all out of here. And then the sentimental journal is kind of what I started with the quotes. But I'm hoping that maybe the sentimental journal will help you write down some of your emotions that you can get out, that you can't always relate to other people or help other people understand. It's just, writing down your thoughts and feelings about anything. When you know the garbage truck comes by right now. He's early. He's never this early. But it's writing down thoughts and feelings, and I'm hoping some of these inspirational quotes will trigger some of those thoughts and feelings for you. I'm kind of using them as a way to ask myself the important questions and why I choose these quotes and words, positive words, and all that fun stuff. And then lastly is strengthen mind and body. And it's also kind of a stretching of the mind and body. So it has more to do with not just exercising it, but using it in more than certain everyday things. So, sorry, I hit itchy nose. So the first one, pay yourself first. Now, my grandpa always said, whatever you do, when you go to work, make sure you pay yourself first, even if it's just the smallest amount of money. But I'm taking that a step further because that's not really what I mean. I mean, I do mean that, but I also mean when it comes to giving yourself energy and positive reinforcement and healthy food and things of that nature, because if somebody else sees you doing it, they'll be more inspired to do it themselves than just hear it from your mouth and then not watch you actually do it. Because, our words should be our bond, but actions actually speak louder. So my thought process was, I might as well give myself that attention first. So pay myself attention first is basically what I'm saying. And give myself that love and attention and devotion to taking better care of myself. And then, everything hopefully will translate to you guys and you'll want to do the same thing. So that's what pay yourself first means. And then, of course, I talked about the sentimental journal, but I also mean, like, if you're having a great day, write down why. What made it so spectacular? How did you wake up? What was it that you did that was different? Maybe you didn't do anything different. Maybe you were expecting this horrible day and it turned out perfect. But we won't know until we analyze things. And that's all I've been about on this channel for the most part, is analyzing our thoughts and feelings, but also analyzing our bodies, and our minds are part of what strengthening your mind and body means. Like, yes, I want you to strengthen them with weights and cardio, and I'm the worst one. I have fallen off of it, to be honest. It was becoming something that I wasn't looking forward to, and so therefore I stopped for a little while. I think probably this will be my motivation to get going again and working towards something positive and making year 3 like the year this really, really takes off. step-by-step instructions about how to go about achieving your dreams, your goals, what's your most outlandish life goal. You know, it doesn't hurt to think about it, but it does hurt to like jump to that. You know, you don't want to give yourself such high aspirations and then just hope to leap there because it doesn't really work that way. I wish it did. But most dreams and goals require work. Frankly, it's not always fun work. Editing in the last couple episodes. The last episode was, I'll have to say, a nightmare. As far as it loading and editing properly and, the sound. Anyway, so this is my thought for the year going forward. If we can pinpoint our thoughts on paper and strengthen our bond with our minds and our bodies, then maybe we can achieve those goals because we'll have the stick-to-itiveness to accomplish them. Now, here's what I will tell you. I do have stick-to-itiveness, and if that's bragging, I hope so. It doesn't seem like it to me because I almost consider it stubbornness, because I won't give up on something for ever and ever. Like, you can tell by this dessert. Let's face it, it started out as pound cake, and that just wasn't going to work. And then it was these graham crackers. And while tasty, still weren't the greatest texture or appetizing to the eye. So I said, what could I do with these to not... Because these ingredients are expensive. When I buy this stuff, these healthier versions of things, yeah, it costs more. But I am so willing to work with whatever comes from it that I think I get my money's worth. I get 3 shows of it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so for this one to take hold a little bit, and like I said, I have way too many graham crackers here, but I also like to break up the monotony of just the vanilla bark, because I don't think it lends itself to enough for the dessert to work. So typically when I use the vanilla, I'm usually using the chocolate as well. And I don't know that lemon and chocolate go that great together. I love chocolate and other fruits together. Strawberries, blueberries, I love chocolate covered cherries. I'm probably one of the few people. I know not a lot of people do. Oranges, love chocolate covered oranges. But for some reason, lemon and chocolate, I don't know. Or lime and chocolate, I don't know. And I'm sure I'm wrong about that. I don't deny that it could be a possibility, and I'm sure there's something out there. I just never looked it up. And frankly, I was trying to kind of wing it, since this is now broken down into a recipe I've come up with for myself. But I'm trying to separate some of these so that I can use them, hopefully, for the pie crust that I'm going to make as well. So I think a lemon meringue pie in this graham cracker crust might be pretty tasty. So what I'm going to do instead was, because I had cinnamon chips. Hershey makes them. They were gone for a long, long time, and I found them again. I don't even remember where I found them. I'm kind of upset about it because you don't find them everywhere. I think I found them at Walmart at one point. I opened this bag also. Oh, there's a yummy recipe for easy cinnamon chip scones on here. So this is going to be a layer of the candy coating for our lemon truffles. And then I also have some side items that I'm thinking about crunching up or adding to are, I'm not sure whether I want to add them to the graham cracker or to um, the outside of the, it might be a little bit harder to add them on the outside because you'd almost need to let it set for a few minutes and then try and run them through. But I have everybody's favorite cinnamon cereal here. I'll just hold it up and you'll know what I'm talking about. Yummy, yummy. And then I've also chopped up some pecans here. Pecans I can have. So I'm hoping I will be able to taste this for you. But, yeah. Stick-to-itiveness, stubbornness, call it what you will. Ridiculousness. I don't know. But I always think that there can be something, a second life, a third life, a fourth life. So I feel that same way about a lot of things. People, places, things, accomplishments I've had in my life, mistakes I've made in my life. There's always a second act, kind of, whether good be good, bad, or ugly. And just because it's ugly doesn't mean it wasn't good. Just saying. Alright, so once I get these all broken up, and I think I'll probably go off camera for a minute here, so you don't have to sit here and watch me just crush these all up. But like I said, I put them in the freezer, and I kept them in there till this morning, and then I let them warm up, obviously. But the other ingredients for this recipe is cream cheese, brick of cream cheese, and some sort of representation of the filling for an Oreo, right? So I still have that lemon frosting I made. So what I'm going to do is try and incorporate a little bit of the lemon frosting. I'm not sure whether I want to put it in the coating too, or if I just want to put them in the within the mixture. I mean, it would be kind of fun to add it to the coating, but I don't know how it would react with the bark. If it would prevent the bark from like getting hard, you know, solidifying on the outside, like the magic shell. So these are perfect opportunities for me to use the coconut oil that I apparently wasn't supposed to buy for baking. But it's good for this. I've used it for the candy coating before, so that's fine. And it's typically just a mixture of like a cup of chips or whatever you're using as your coating, and then like a tablespoon of the coconut oil, or you can use butter. I want to save the butter for the actual pie crust. I'm hoping I'm going to have enough to do both. I mean, it seems like there's a lot here, but now that I'm breaking it down, I'm not sure. I think I do want to add the nuts to the mixture instead of just to, which means I'm probably going to want to cut them smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on pause for just a few minutes. Haha. In real time, it's going to be hours by the time I get this all broken up. But I want to get them cut up in here, because it's, whether it's in the crust or whether it's going in the truffle, I wouldn't mind a little pecan in there. And this is such a nutty dough to begin with because of the flour that we used. And the whole process behind how it got started. It has so many things in it. I couldn't even give you the recipe if I wanted to. I would try. You just have to watch the last 3 episodes back to get to where I am right now. But all right, so I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to get my fixins ready, and then I will be back with you. See you in a bit. Hey, I'm back. All right, so off to the side, I've put a cup and a half of the graham crackers for the graham cracker pie crust. And it also called for a few tablespoons of brown sugar and a few tablespoons of white, but I figured I put enough sugar in and on my graham crackers that I think it'll be fine. And then it's just 7 tablespoons of melted butter. But we're going to make our truffles first since they take the most time. And I don't know, probably a half cup of chopped pecans in here. And I left out my potato masher because, one, that's how I mashed up my graham crackers and my cinnamon cereal. But it's also not just a potato. I use it for hard-boiled eggs. When I'm putting them in potato salad, I mash them up first with the potato masher. And I like mine because it's got the little kind of squares. So the egg turns out just the right size. I mean, I guess I could have put some more pecans in here. I just didn't know I was going to have this much left. And this does seem like a lot. So I'm wondering if and I've already mixed it all together. All right, we're just going to go for it. So typically when you're making these, you crush up your sandwich cookies, your Oreo sandwich cookies, right? And you get them all mushed. They're not always, perfect. You got some big chunks left. I have some big chunks left. It's okay. Who doesn't like a little texture in their Oreo balls? All right. So then we have to replicate the filling or the stuff with one F that goes inside the Oreo. So that is where the frosting that I made comes in. And I do say I'm a little nervous because it is pretty sweet. And I don't think I need all of it. Nor do I want to use all of it. And it is runnier, obviously, than Oreo filling. So I want to see how our dough, I should have kept my potato masher. My spoonula. I'm going to get it all mixed up in here. This is going to add more of that lemon flavor. Now, I'm trying to get it so it's not super liquidy, Keep in mind we are adding at least 1 brick of light cream cheese. I always try and use the light as much as possible. Especially when I'm adding it to things and baking, nobody's going to know the difference. Trust me on this one. Like cheesecake even. Use light cream cheese. I promise you. Okay, we're getting a little bit more like clumped, which is what I would hope for a little bit. And lemonier. Gonna add a little bit more. And then we're going to do our brick. See if the consistency is pretty good. Remember, there is pudding in our frosting and Greek yogurt, so there are some things that will help it solidify a little better. All right, I think we're in a good place. Maybe. We'll see how soft our cream cheese is too. I might have to pop that in the microwave for a second. Smells pretty lemony, which is what we were going for. I don't think I'm going to need to add the lemon to the outside coating. I was going to do that, and then I changed my mind. I'm like, somehow that doesn't seem... That'll be too much. You don't want to bite into lemon and then taste lemon. You need a break from the lemon. All right, so we're going to open up our crumbles. And again, I guess I could have just kept my potato masher out because I think that's what I used to get it mixed. But we'll start with the nice thing about this, the light cream, when you can open it, the light cream cheese, I don't know, it's softer. even from refrigerated. So it's got a nicer texture. A little easier to work with. All right, plop in there. Come on. Sometimes you gotta coax your food into the bowl. I taste no difference. All right, let's see if we can start by like chopping our way in and then building the crumbs around it. Chop and crumb, chop and crumb. Ooh, don't get it. You know, I gave myself this huge ass bowl. And guess where all of it is going? Onto the counter. Let me get this kind of cleaned up here, so I know not to. All right, so I kind of cut in. I'm gonna put this down a little bit further. Cut in. I mean, this is part of the Oreo recipe, or the truffle recipe, is that 1 brick of cream cheese. This is not, I'm not adding this because I'm trying to create the stuff for the Oreo. It's just what is called for to make them. Oh my goodness gracious. This is gonna get my muscles a-working real good. I think our consistency is pretty good with just the 1 brick. We'll just have to taste it to see if we're getting enough of the, you know. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Up and out the bowl it went. Alright, and we want to get it evenly distributed because you don't want to bite into a big mouthful of cream cheese. So I'm going to put you on hold for just a second so I can get this taken care of, and it'll go a lot faster. I'll be back with you in a minute. Alright guys, I'm back. I came to this kind of texture, I don't know what else to call it except clumpy. And then I decided to, because I've been tasting it as I've been going along, and it, surprisingly enough, even though I've added all that frosting, it's not super duper sweet. So what I decided to do, it's really lemony. Maybe not as lemony as I thought it would be, having added so much of this lemon frosting. And then I think what I'm going to do, instead of adding my cinnamon cereal to the outside, which is going to make it more difficult, I'm just going to add it to the innards. I don't know how many, this might be a cup. Yeah, that's easily enough. So now, I've definitely gone off the rails, but I think in a good way. I feel like, one, it's going to give us a little more texture, which I like to see in an Oreo ball. I keep calling them Oreo balls, but there's no Oreo in here whatsoever. We'll just call them graham cracker truffles. Although, I've been thinking this is kind of like a deconstructed cheesecake, so I thought I'd call them lemon cheesecake truffles. Maybe even lemon cinnamon. Lemon cinnamon. That's like lemon liniment. It used to be a tongue twister when I was, that we used to do all the time. Toy boat. Lemon liniment. Can't do it. All right, so they're pretty good texturally speaking. I like the different colors in there. Let's see if we're a little bit more lemony, or if we could stand to add. They're hard to stir, I'll give you. I like it. It's like surprising how well cinnamon and lemon go together. It wouldn't be one of those things I would think of. Again, just like I don't think of chocolate and cinnamon going together. Chocolate and lemon going together. But look what happens. All right, so the next thing we're going to be doing is getting our coating ready. And the coating is, I might use this bowl for the coating actually, because you gotta roll them in there. Let me just get the cinnamon out of there, and it'll be a nice shaped, flatter bowl to roll it in. I mean, I guess I could have left the cinnamon crumbs in there. Okay. So we're gonna put our little concoction off to the side. Isn't it pretty? Okay. And then, in this measuring cup, even though it's got stuff in it, I don't really care. It's again just crumbs. We're gonna take our, actually I could probably just do it in here. The thing I like to do is break them up, but it might just be easier to leave them in. Okay, they're staying the way they are. All right. So what I do is I usually warm these up first, and then I'll stir in the coconut coconut oil, and then I'll see if it needs any more time. So, and they say at half. Let's see what it says. I do believe it says it's a half power. I've done this so often, I feel like I could do this blindfolded, but every recipe is a little bit different. All right, so we'll do 30 seconds. Power level, 50%. And then let's get out the coconut oil. The stinky coconut oil. Best for baking, but it does work for this really well, so there you go. So while I'm filming this, apparently the Queen of England has passed away. I'm in shock because I just read something this morning that said she was being kept from something, I don't know. I didn't read the whole article, to be honest, but my daughter just messaged me and told me she's dead. I'm like, wow. That happened. I know it does, I say fast in that the time frame it took to say that she was sick and not doing very well to dying was hours. Unless they've been keeping some of from us. I'm not British, so they can tell me. I won't tell anyone. Alright, let's see how we're doing. Yeah, these are so thick, that's why I like to break them up. I'm going to do a minute. At half. I honestly don't think I was even doing it with half when I was doing it before. I think I was just doing it full. I think this is going to have a chance to set up too, so it's going to even develop more of the flavors. I really honestly am shocked that it's not sweeter based on how much of the frosting I put in here, but I guess based on how many graham crackers I have. And then the cream cheese would counterbalance that as well, I guess. It smells so good though. And I like that I added the nuts to it and the cereal. Now, of course, y'all can leave all that out, but I wouldn't. It's fun. And then if it's cereal, you know, you're getting the little bit of health factor, even though it's sugary cereal. Letting it sit for a few minutes helped a lot. Not that it tasted bad, it just wasn't mixed. All I could taste was... Right then and there, all I could taste was graham cracker, which wasn't doing me much good. Let me clean off my spoon here. Instead of getting more stuff dirty. I like to minimize. Obviously, I haven't learned how to minimize paper towel yet, but okay. Why did I clean this off? I was going to do this with it. Yeah. Oh, good. They're in pretty good shape. Okay. So let me get the coconut oil in there too. This isn't quite the full amount that I use, so I probably am not going to, I'm going to use probably a half a teaspoon, which is actually a measuring spoon that I do have, so let me get that in there. And you'll know if it's the right amount because it will thin out a little bit and it will be like, I don't want to say, what's the texture or the thinness or the thickness I'm looking for. Based on how thick it is when it's just melted, candy things, you want to see it. I'm trying to think of a good, like salad dressing maybe? I guess is a good way to put it. I know there's a tempering thing that people do, but I'm not. I know I probably should do more of that or learn how to do that. But right now, I'm just trying to get these desserts out to people. Because I've been holding on to them for so long. You know. Okay. What do we talk about? Should we talk about more about the challenges while I'm standing here waiting for this to come out? Because I really have... Oh, I know what I could be doing. The other thing is that you want to get cookie sheets ready with... Now, this is my experience with them because I've made them a couple different ways. And the problem I was having initially was I was putting them on a wire rack and then letting them dry on the wire rack. Well, they got stuck to the wire rack. So I found that putting down the candies on either wax paper or parchment paper helped. I usually put the shiny side up. And it just helped. Putting spray would just make them greasy, and I don't want to make them greasy. That's not the point. Just want to make them, because there's going to be two coatings, and I'm trying to decide if, I guess I've already decided, because I did this one first. But I was thinking I was going to debate on whether I should do the cinnamon one on the outside and the vanilla on the inside. But I've already debated, I guess, because I did the vanilla first, so the vanilla's going on the inside. I don't know how I feel about that, but... Okay, so if you can see the texture we're at right now, see? And it's got a little bit of shine to it. I'm debating on whether I should add just a little bit more. And I probably shouldn't have made this yet because I haven't made my balls yet. Alright, so I'll show you how to make those. And then we'll get them dipped and we'll be on our way. So I basically just take the smallest ice cream scoop I have. I'm guessing this. And then just... I round them out a little bit when I'm done. When I'm actually like dipping them, I round them out. Make them more ball shaped. So right now I just want to get them on the paper. They're a little moister than I wanted, but it's still not super, it's not like they're so moist I can't handle them in my hands, you know, or be able to roll them later. Alright, so I'm going to do these off camera because I think there's going to be a lot of them. And then I'll come back and show you how to, actually, let me coat one for you real quick. So I kind of roll them in my hand a little bit, okay? And then what happens is they get dropped and I just roll them over, right? And then I usually do this with a fork because the fork allows us to rip through. And then it's not taking off the chocolate on the, okay? And then I drop them on here, just making sure it all stays coated. Like I would probably want to re-dip this because you can see where the spoon was. Probably not the brilliantest idea to pick them up off the paper. Okay, but you just want to roll them in there and then let it drip off, just like that. And then you plop them, and then you cover whatever was covered by the fork. And then you drip it everywhere. Exciting, right? All right. So I'm going to come back after I have put them together and cooled them for a little bit so that we can do the next coating. Because I'm just going to be sitting here making chocolate nonstop, and it's probably not going to be that fun to watch. So I'll be back in a little while. Just back real quick to show you I got the first layer done, and they're going to go into the fridge so they can harden up, and then they can be ready for round 2, which is the cinnamon chips. I'm going to put them in here. I didn't plan this out very well, did I? Okay. Ah, don't fall off, don't fall off, don't fall off. Oi. Okay. I didn't know all of this was going to be in the way. Okay. Ikamunga. Okay. We'll just have to go there for now. Okay, those will harden, and then I'll show you how I make, watch out, bub, how I make it with chips. Basically the same premise. Hopefully I have enough chips. Wouldn't you know, my dog now wants to go outside. I'm going to pause you for a second. All right, it's the same premise as with the bark. Let me see how many chips I have here. All right. I'm going to warn you, I'm really nervous because I only have a cup and a half of these, and I don't have any more, I don't think. So hopefully, let's see, let me try. I just want to do them a little bit. I don't know why I completely dumped them in there when that's where I'm going to nuke them at. Can't grab another bowl. Okay. So. Let's see, how much is that? It's a half cup. We're going to split it in half. And pray to goodness I either can find some more or I only need this much. And I've just been doing it without the half power. It doesn't seem to be changing it too much. Okay, I can get this out of my way and this and this. I didn't know if I was going to need more cream cheese, which I don't. And I can definitely save some of the frosting for another dip, maybe. I don't know. I would have to work on that, on how to do that. How do I dip it if I'm adding, or how do I make the coating if I'm adding some sort of flavoring or something, you know? I don't know why I got this all wet. Okay. There we go. Good enough. Okay. So same premise. Get them warm and stick in. Okay, come on. Tablespoon of the coconut oil. Man, I really made a mess on the counter. Oh well, okay. We'll get that later. So I stir them up. You know, I was thinking butterscotch too. I also have maple chips, which I don't know if lemon and maple go together, but I mean, if you eat lemon pancakes or lemon ricotta pancakes, don't you put syrup on them? I don't know. That could be our backup plan. Okay. I didn't realize they were going to be that much of a color difference. It's very intriguing, I have to say. Put them in 30 seconds. And then hopefully, oh, you know what I could be doing while I'm waiting is getting our pie crust together. So in this bowl here, I have 1.5 cups of the graham crackers we made. And then I'm going to need almost this whole thing. And it gets melted. I waited till the butter is too soft. Is it just me, or do you feel like tablespoons of butter have shrunk? I know that sounds silly, but hear me out. Listen to me now and believe me later. I swear they used to be fatter. Either that or I was just hoping they were fatter. They're really not. Alright, back to the... Oh, I might have used too much oil. These chips might have more... Let's see. Let's not get too carried away here. I gotta find a flat bowl like that one. Or at least a flatter... Okay. I'm not mad at it. It might be a little intense. I don't know. Maybe I should add a little bit of vanilla to it. I think that would be the way to go. Add a little bit of the vanilla. 1 chunk. And that'll help us with the whole worrying about if we have enough cinnamon. So let me get that heated up. You would hope that just leaving it in there. Plus it'll thicken it up a little because I think I like I said, I got too much. Between thinning out our amount of cinnamon chips and trying to not have such an intense flavor will be helpful. Helpful. Okay, we're melting butter here. Usually I melt it in, I like to melt it in something glass because you can never get that grease off the plastic. I'm going to put it in my measuring cup here. Woo! I am the sloppiest cooker ever, but I will tell you, I also clean up after myself, for the most part. For the most part, I do. Cut you in half. Get in there. There we go. Okay. Alright. Let's see how that helped our cinnamon chips. Okay, so I'm gonna soften it enough. It's gonna lighten up the color too, which I didn't expect. Wasn't the main goal. Come on. I'm wondering too. Now I know this seems a little silly, but I'm wondering if I will try and dust them with a little bit of the cinnamon cereal. If and Just on the top for fun. Looks like peanut butter. Okay, I gotta melt it a little more apparently. Alright, well you get the gist, right? I don't need to keep doing this. Let me get my butter melted actually. Well, I'm waiting for that to... Let's see, I have a melt button which I never remember to use. I have a flatter bowl in here somewhere. Where might you be? Flatter bowl. Oh, here this will work. At least it's lower. That's all I'm looking for. A little bit lower. Okay. It might be good to put it in there now too, so I can see where I am in this whole melting process. Because I feel like there's still a big chunk in there. Can't believe how much it looks like peanut butter. Yeah, there's still a chunk. Let's see if it melts itself. I cannot get over how intense that smell is. I'm gonna have to thin it out a little more even, guys. There might just be a lot. Okay, I'm gonna put another vanilla in there. Wanna know why? Because I can. The other thing I'm gonna have to do is add more coconut oil too. Let me see how that does while we're finishing up our pie crust. Alright, so out comes the melted butter, in goes the melted chocolate. Oh, you know what? Speaking of melted chocolate, I think that's the second option. Yeah! 1, 2, we'll go 1. Oh, that's a long time. No, no, no. We don't want to melt that. I thought it was like, they must be melting like, I don't know, that seems like, I should have grabbed another spatula. I'm not very, prepared today, I feel like. Yeah, that seems like a lot. Like a lot. I might have to add cinnamon cereal. Yeah, I'm very angry now because I measured this out and what they said. Okay, I'm gonna have to deal with this later. This got not what I wanted. Okay, that might have backfired, but that's okay. We'll just get some more cinnamon seed and we'll add it to that because we didn't add any to that, so it might be even better. Okay, that didn't do anything. Okay, what the heck? Okay, guess I need more. Alright guys, well while I finish this up, and I'm going to crush up some more cinnamon cereal, and I will be back. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so we're all mixed. I actually tasted it. It's not very cinnamony at all. So I hope I didn't ruin it that way. But all we're going to do is do the same thing we did before. I need another fork because my other one's got white stuff on it. Okay, they dried a little wide, some of them. But basically the same thing. Drop it like a top. And then you swipe it. And then you plop it. And that's it. And I'll be back to taste test one after they harden. See you in a minute. Alright guys, so I've got them all coated, and what I thought I would do is just take a little bit of the smaller crumb, hopefully. There is no smaller crumb. Get them to kind of adhere to the top. I might have waited too long. Yeah, those first ones are they really hard already? What the heck? I don't think it's gonna work, guys. I think I was supposed to do it while I was... Unbelievable. All right, let me put them in the fridge. Get them hardened up. We'll decide if the cinnamon is the flavor we want on the outside going forward. And then I'm going to take the rest of this bag of cinnamon. You know, if I had used my brain, I have a fly in here now because I let my dog out and left the door open. If I'd used my brain, I wouldn't have added any butter because this was so greasy to begin with. This might be a flop right here, I'll just tell you. But let's hope the cinnamon cereal kind of saves the day. It isn't quite as chopped up as I was hoping it was going to be. And now this fly is going to be all up in my business. Yeah, I still think we need some more cereal. Alright, but you get the gist. And then I'll just press it in here. I'm going to let you all go real quick after I... Actually, I think I'm going to put you on pause for a little bit. Get this pie crust evened out. And then I'll try one. I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, I finally finished the pie crust and I did it, it's pretty heavy, it's pretty thick. But I used this measuring cup and I just kind of pressed it up against the sides and pressed it in. I'm going to tell you, if you're ever out of graham crackers, the next time you need to make it like a cheesecake or something, I would go for the cinnamon cereal every time. And it makes a beautiful crust. I think it turned out really good and really texturally pleasing. Yeah, I didn't crush them as much as I should, but that's okay. And now it's time to sample our finished product here. Wish me luck. Wow. Holy crap. I think I would definitely let the cinnamon chips be full strength. But other than that, here's the inside. Oh, now it's gone. It's so good. Alright, so I'm going to cover this up really good. Sorry. You know what happens though? Not much lemon flavor. So I think going forward I might add a little bit more of the frosting to the actual balls themselves. Or do I add it to the outside? We shall see. Alright guys, I'm going to let you go. Year 3 started. Can you believe it? Alright. I don't have anything else to say, but have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching. Bye.